And you're such an easy interview. You're so good in front of the camera and the mic, so that's why it's almost like cheating. The only person easier than you is Josh Bridges.
I could see that.
Yeah, he's super easy.
Yeah. I'm somewhat politically correct. Josh is zero politically correct. I love it about him.
Eric Maciel, the engineer, the guy doing the switching, is on the desk across from me. And the other corner on his phone is Matthew Bischel, head of CrossFit social media, and the guest for the podcast. Is that my phone?
Yep.
The guest is Dan Bailey of CrossFit Games. Infamy, fame, history.
History.
We got a picture up on the monitor. Do you recognize that picture?
I do.
When? Where?
I believe that was 2015 regionals in Del Mar.
Do you know what event it was?
I don't remember. Actually, it might have been after the last event.
Are you celebrating because you won or because you know you're going to the games?
Both. I won the last event and I won the regional.
It's weird because you and I are friends, and so there's like so much we've talked about that I feel is like, I know this is going to surprise you, that's like off limits or that wouldn't be sincere if I said it. So that's that. That's just a statement.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea.
No conclusion.
Okay,
I'm just talking.
Sure.
Sharing some of my thoughts.
Sure.
When you go to a regional, how certain are you that you're going to the CrossFit Games?
Every time.
Say that again, sorry.
Every time. I would imagine most athletes should feel that way, or a large portion of the athletes feel that way when they show up to the regional.
You just know you're going to the games. This is just a stepping stone.
You know and you believe it, yeah.
More so than you know that when you go to the games that you're going to win the games. I mean, it's more certain than that.
Correct.
And so when you don't make it to the games, when does that creep in? Like when does it creep in that, oh shit, I'm not going to the games? Something's gone terribly wrong.
2015 or 2016, it didn't happen until after the last event because it was still the ball was still in my court. I still could have gone with the last event. I just needed to perform well, and I didn't, so I didn't go. And I didn't lose it there. I lost it in events prior to that, making mistakes, those kind of things.
And you cross the finish line, and you know you're not going to make it?
Oh, correct, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know who's in front of you, you know the point spread, and you know what the points are between first and 10th, right, how that point drop-off goes. It's pretty easy to get a ballpark figure in your head that, yeah, I didn't make up enough ground on these two people or these three people or whoever.
And then you hear a lot of people, and I haven't heard you say this, and I tried to talk to you, I think, after the games in 2016, after the regionals. I followed you for a pretty long walk. I probably followed you with the camera for like 3 minutes. Couple people gave you hugs. You went into the far back corner of the tent. I think you went through the motions of maybe making a drink.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
And packing some of your shit
my
up.
Stuff up.
Maybe
yeah.
mixing a drink.
Yep.
Aggressive movements, not temper tantrum, but aggressive zipping, opening the zipper, closing the zipper, setting your bag down.
Sure.
Making it very uncomfortable for me.
Yes, if I remember that correctly, you did not seem too stoked to talk to Sevan.
No, but I did.
Did you?
I don't know. You didn't ask a lot of questions, which probably made me more upset because you were just sticking the camera in my face. Like, I just want to capture the raw emotion, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with you right now, but it's part of the thing, so.
Hold that thought. What are you beating yourself up?
Oh, completely. Furious.
And what is it like? I let my mom down, or I'm a fucking idiot, or what is it?
You blew it. Like you had your shot and you dropped the ball. Like, it's just, you feel embarrassed, you feel upset, you're disappointed. You work all year long for that, and then can't even take top 5, and you're a better athlete than that, and you know it, and you didn't do it. So that's not easy to handle.
Tim Noakes at the health conference at the CrossFit Games this year, he played a clip. I want to say it was of Mark Allen, and Mark Allen was saying to be a champion, you have to be crazy, crazy arrogant. You have to have such self-belief in yourself. And I'm paraphrasing, but you also have to have insane humility because you have to go put it all on the line in front of these big crowds. Does that resonate with you at all?
I think so. I think it just gets displayed maybe a little bit differently, I guess. Like I'm more of an introvert around most people. When I get around people that I don't know, I'm a little bit quieter. I don't like talking about what my goals are or what I believe I'm capable of doing or anything like that. But every year I've been at the games, I've felt like I'm good enough to win, that I can win, and I need to perform. I need to have a really flawless weekend to do that because I know that other athletes may be overall better than me, more talented than me, but that doesn't mean that I can't have, my weekend, knock it out of the park and take home a championship.
Are you waning as an athlete? Are we seeing like two things? We're seeing the CrossFit Games athletes sort of waxing in their abilities and skill levels, and then we also have you who's on a decline.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at retesting some workouts and redoing some of those and just be data driven about it. I think that every year, without a doubt, the competition field gets a little bit tougher. I mean, that's not to say it wasn't tough in like 2012 with Froning and Khalipa and all these other people still competing, because it was. But when the talent pool goes up, there's just less room for error. There's less room for mistakes. There's less room for mistakes in your training. So potentially, but to tell you the truth, if my training is or if I'm declining, I don't know. If I start going back and repeating all these workouts, it's like, yeah, you can't even touch something that you did in 2012. Then yeah, I'd answer yes.
Do you think if you'd gone into the regional this year, 100%, it would qualify for the games?
Oh, I was 100% going in.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I felt great going in. I felt like I was well prepared. I felt like everything was pretty much good to go. I don't like answering those questions. I have a hard time with the that's not to say that it's not fair to ask them, but my answer to those questions all the time is that's not what happened. I didn't go to regionals because I got hurt. Other people didn't. Either they might have prepared better than me. They might have gotten ready for the workout better than me, and they just did things right. Maybe I didn't.
You guys lost me. What are you saying? You're saying you really are injured, but you don't want to admit it because it's an excuse?
No, I was under the impression he was injured going into the regional.
No, I was not.
And what question don't you like to answer?
The what if, what if you would have done differently? What if you would have done better in this event, or that would have happened? It's like, well, it didn't happen. So I'm not going to say that I would have mopped the floor with everybody at regionals if I didn't tear my pec, because that's not what happened, and I don't want to take away the hard work of the other athletes who went out there and did it.
Do you do speaking engagements at churches?
I've done I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 over the past 5 years.
Do you like it?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, I do like it depending on what I'm brought in for, or whatever. Every one that I've done, I've enjoyed.
And are you just free flowing?
Yeah, most of it's just sharing my story and kind of how I got to where I got to, and why it is the way that I am.
By sharing your story, you mean like your religious awakening, your blossoming as a...
Kind of how I became a Christian, when I started following Jesus Christ, and how that's kind of changed my life, and how that's intertwined with everything that I've done, those kind of things.
How come you don't do that more with the platform you have?
Well, explain that. What do you mean? You would think that...
I hang around you a fair amount.
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram.
Right.
I don't hear you. I don't see you. I don't see you talking about it as much as I like Harley-Davidsons. I like my Harley-Davidson. I feel like I talk about Harley-Davidson more than you talk about Jesus.
Oh. Wow.
Maybe you only talk about it with your group, or maybe I'm not that close to you, but I just don't see it on your Instagram.
Right.
It's occasionally, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm making the assumption that it's a huge part of your life, and it wouldn't surprise me if you became a pastor one day, or a preacher, or you went on this circuit.
So you're making the assumption that my Instagram world reflects exactly who I am as a real person based on what I put pictures up with, and that wouldn't be a very accurate thing. Like putting pictures up and, throwing a Bible verse somewhere isn't, sure, that's an aspect of sharing the gospel. That's an aspect of professing your faith. But I try to focus way more on day-to-day action and how I talk with other people and my friendships there and the relationships that I build there, not a relationship that I build on the internet. So I do have a lot of conversations and direct messages with people who have questions about it, people who have either just came to Christ or wonder why do you hashtag this Bible verse all the time? What does consider it nothing mean? And that just gives me a platform to answer that question there. So while, no, I guess I'm not meeting your quota for my biblical references on Instagram, I'm not too concerned about.
So you're more the guy who will show us you jumping high onto a box jump than to be preaching about how high you jump.
Oh, correct. That's a great analogy there.
How old are you, Dan?
I'm 33.
Are you going to do masters?
No.
I don't mean now. You can't do it till you're 35. I mean when you're 35.
No.
You're not going to compete at the CrossFit Games as a master?
No.
What about team?
Maybe. Depends on if I can get the right team or be on the right team.
What would you want to do if you weren't competing?
Oh, what I did this year.
Which was?
At the update desk, live at the day at the games with Tommy and Brooke. I had an absolute blast doing that. It gave me a full new appreciation for the whole production team. And I'm a guy who's kind of been behind the curtain a little bit for a while now because I've visited up here so much and I've hung around enough and talked to guys and see what they have to do for work and whatnot. And then being in the production meeting, seeing all the people involved, having the earpiece in and somebody telling you where to look and what to do, and now we're talking about this and moving along. Full new appreciation for how difficult that can be, but at the same time how much fun it was.
So are you saying that the reason why you're not going to compete in masters at 35 is because you're going to be focusing all your attention on being a broadcaster?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying the main reason that I would not be competing in the masters division at age 35 would be the same reason I believe that Bill Grundler gave not too long ago.
Stubborn fuck?
I've been...
egomaniac?
I don't want to be in a category like that. I don't want to be...
Unable to accept your position and status in the world?
No, I'm totally able to accept it. It doesn't mean I have to go compete in a category just because...
Doesn't mean you have to, but are you going to age gracefully?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what it is. You don't want to compete in the masters because it's such hard work and the accolades that come with it don't balance it out. Where the accolades
no, that's actually not what I said at all.
Okay, well,
you're really good at trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm really trying to figure it out.
You're really good. Yeah, no, you're not, but...
I'm so judgmental right now. I can only assume that it's out of arrogance that you wouldn't want to do it, that you think it's below you. And I really want to see around that. You know what I mean? Like, I have you pinned that way. I want to set you free. I want to be like, hey, that's not you. Or I accept you if that is true. I get that too.
Let me give it this way. I'm not, the caliber of whatever you want to call it, fame, athleticism, etc., as Tom Brady or Allen Iverson actually would be a good example.
In my mind,
the guy crushed it in the NBA. He's one of the greatest players ever lived. Nobody has any doubt about that. AI was unbelievable. And they started this 3-on-3 league. And he was in it for a while, and one game, you know what? He just didn't show up. He just didn't show up for the game. Right? I don't know what the reason was. I just know that was the headline. Maybe there's some other reason behind it. My point being, after you've been at basically, I guess, the pinnacle or the top or competed with the best, taking a step back from that and dedicating that much time to training and all that to take a step basically back from that, I don't know if that's something that I want to do.
Right.
I don't want to go compete in a special category.
Say that what?
Sounds like the accolades aren't enough.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, I see what you're saying. That's yeah. What happens to your training? Let me see if I can.
How much coverage did you do on the Masters team behind the scenes this year?
0.
Okay, why?
It just doesn't interest me.
Okay.
There's
sounds like the footage won't get enough views, or that the accolades wouldn't be good enough, or that your video wouldn't be entertaining enough. Okay, well, we do see eye to eye.
I can only project onto you what I know of myself.
Okay, well,
so I'm trying to figure this out. So
now, okay, go ahead.
So Chris Spealler told Eric O'Connor and Matt Chan, I believe. If I ever compete in the Masters, slap the shit out of me.
I believe that.
Do you want one of us to slap the shit out of you if you ever do it?
I'll let you do that, Sevan.
He now competed in the Masters. So let's just kind of like speculate on what his thought process is, what happened to him. Do you think that he thought that he was in the same place you were, but he's such a fierce competitor that it just kind of overtook him? And he's
No, here's exactly what I think happened based on what I've seen from Chris on social media and talking with him a little bit. He's like, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to train once a day, and then I'm going to go snowboarding, skiing, mountain biking. I'm going to enjoy my time with my family. And if I happen to make it to the Masters competition, to the games, I'll go. If I don't go, I don't care. That was his thing. That was like what he decided was acceptable to him. I'm not going to train full time, do whatever, try to be the Masters champion and train like I did when I trained for the games in the hopes of standing on top of the podium. Chris was just like, hey, if I make it, great, I'll go there. I'll serve that purpose as part of the community, and I'll do it, and that'll be that. And that's what he did. I think he took second or third. I don't remember. I know Kyle won, and I know Neal was up there.
Yeah, and I think Spealler took third. And so then what happened? And then with Grundler, he basically competed because his brother competed.
Yeah, he competed because his brother competed.
That pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't completely admire the Masters competitors. I mean, Ortiz and all those guys are unbelievable.
Yeah,
Hippensteel. I don't know him, but we've hung out and chatted before. I mean, I hope that I'm still in the gym like they're in the gym when I'm that age.
Or at least have hair half that.
Oh, right?
What do you mean Ortiz doesn't have any hair?
No,
but
Hippensteel does.
Oh. Ortiz is a specimen.
He's a monster.
Yeah. I can't stop staring at him.
It's huge.
Every time I see him at the games, he goes out of his way to hug me, and I'm like half excited, half scared.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see my tattoo?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is?
Yeah.
You don't like nudity?
Huh?
You find the female body figure...
no, that's actually completely untrue.
You find it unattractive and offensive.
I don't find the female body attractive and offensive. I find it very attractive and unoffensive.
Dave Castro is doing a campaign on his Instagram to stir interest in the team series. Have you watched any of it?
I have.
Did you see the one with Brooke Wells?
I did.
Did you think for a second that it was real?
That what was real? Oh, the
like. Do you think that you weren't like, holy shit,
canned.
this is weird?
I want to say for a second I did.
Okay.
It got me. It's clever.
She did a pretty good job. She's just like, no, I want to win. The way she answered it was pretty good.
Who was the chick she was in bed with?
That's like the most provocative part of the whole thing.
One of her friends. I don't know who.
But
it was.
not a CrossFitter.
Not that I know of.
No, I don't think so.
Not a games athlete.
I just looked at her profile. I don't think she's a CrossFitter.
Is her sister doing track and CrossFit, or just track?
I think her sister's still just doing track. I'm not saying she doesn't do CrossFit, but I think she is on the track and field team.
Because I think she said she was going to do the team series with her sister in that.
No, I think she asked.
She asked, some kind of question in there.
I think Dave asked her, and then when she reposted it, she posed the question, should I do it with my sister?
Right.
Is Brooke Wells single?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Damn, I was so hoping Dan would know.
I was banking on the fact that you would know,
full
Dan.
setup. I was so hoping Dan would be like, yeah, she is. I'd be like,
I sense some hesitation.
Oh, I don't know if she is.
I was going to dig in right there. That was going to be great.
What were you going to dig in on? Why I know and how I know?
Yeah, all that. Just open that up.
No, I don't know. I've only met Brooke maybe once or twice and kind of passing. She was at the same hotel I was at regionals, and she was eating breakfast with her mom, and I saw her there.
Do you have any thoughts? Where's your training today?
I haven't been training much in the past 3 weeks or so.
And is that normal for let's say you were on course to try to go to the games again, to make a games appearance again? Is your behavior normal?
No, I would typically be training a little bit more, but I've had just a couple different like life events kind of go on that have acquired a lot of attention, and so I'm taking care of that. And I know that if I'm going to take care of it, I need to take care of it now. If I want to compete, now is the time to take care of it, not later or not in February or March during the Open, those kind of things. So
Anything serious? You mean like death in the family, or?
Oh no, I bought a house. I'm going to start a new position at Rogue. The thing working on the desk at the games, obviously, like you guys know, there's not a lot of training going on at the games. If I wanted to train when you're working the games, if I wanted to do anything, I basically just walked into a hotel gym, didn't warm up, made up a workout, and just 3, 2, 1, go, and kind of do something, go through the motions. And
You're going to get a job at Rogue?
I have a job at Rogue.
How long have you known Bill Henniger?
Since 2010.
Did Rogue Fitness have a website in 2010?
Yes.
Did he still own that? Did he still own the affiliate?
No.
He had already sold it?
He had sold that to Graham and Brandon.
Graham Holmberg? How rich is Bill Henniger? Is he just filthy rich?
I don't know.
But he's rich.
It depends on what you classify as rich.
I mean, I guess he lives in Ohio. He can't be that rich.
I mean, you have to be rich. You live in Santa Cruz.
Right. What's Bill Henniger like?
Can I answer this?
Sure, absolutely. Can you put it on speakerphone?
Yeah. Hey, you're on speaker. I'm on a podcast.
With who? Speaking with who?
Sevan, Matt Bischel, and Eric.
And that's how he got
I'm ordering
picked
a
for
Starbucks.
Spirit of the Game.
You're
Right back.
Starbucks.
Bye.
Bye.
And that was a call from Dave Castro.
Yeah.
And that's how he got picked for Spirit of the Games.
Because he picked up that phone call.
No, because he's fucking buddies with the guy.
Oh, it's all coming to light now.
Yeah. And because he answers the phone in the middle of a fucking podcast.
Whoa. What did I do before I answered?
You asked.
Can I answer this phone
Yeah,
call?
but come on.
What? If it had been said my mom up there, you'd have been like, no, put that on hold.
No,
and
we would
finish
have
this
said yes
podcast.
to anyone. You wouldn't have asked if it was your mom.
Yeah, I would have.
Who do you answer the phone for, no matter what, if they call?
You typically answer if it's a name that I have in my phone. I answer it. I mean, unless I'm not by my phone.
Like, there's only 4 people I answer the phone for if they call. Every single time.
Is he one of them?
No, gosh, no.
My wife, my dad, my mom, and Greg Glassman. I'll stop anything for those 4.
Okay, good to know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool.
Like taking a shower, phone rings. Nah, I don't jump out for that. But anything else. You're in the second tier, Dan. You're in the second tier.
Yeah.
It's a great crowd. It's a great crowd.
Is it all past Spirit of the Games winners?
Way past all of them. Caity and Bill, let's go back to them. Who wears the pants in that relationship?
Oh, come on.
What?
Please.
What?
I don't know.
Really?
It's not my business to know. I know Bill is number 1.
Number 1 what?
He owns the company. Number 1 in command.
Oh.
So
does Caity have a title?
Yeah. I don't know what the title would be.
So Bill's like the
They all wear so many different hats, including Bill and Caity.
Yeah, I see them at the games.
They're out there wrenching on the rig. I mean,
yeah, they'll take the trash out. They'll do anything.
Yeah, they'll do anything.
Yeah, they're gnarly. But you've known them for a long time, and one of them must wear the pants. You know what I mean? Like let me give you an example of what it means by wears the pants.
You're talking about a personal relationship here right now, or the business relationship, because they are married.
Yeah, just the whole thing. I had this guy over in my house the other day. You met him, Alex.
Yeah.
6'5", 240 pounds.
Big guy.
I think he showed me a video of him doing a 310-pound clean and jerk the other day. Big dude. He told you. I overheard him telling you that he can't get a motorcycle because his wife won't let him.
Sure.
That's his wife wears the fucking pants.
No, that's respect for your wife.
Well, I'm just telling you my measurement. Is Bill allowed to get a motorcycle?
I don't know. I'm not going to comment on their personal. I don't know them that well in terms of their personal relationship.
What about you, Sevan? Who wears the pants in your relationship?
I wear the pants.
Oh, Haley. Jeez.
I wear the pants. Let me tell
I've
you.
been over at their house enough to know that.
My wife told me we were only going to have 2 kids, so I gave her twins. Let me tell you something.
That sounds like
really good.
And now I
actually.
have 3 kids.
That's really good.
The only thing my
no-
wife has ever told me that I can't do is I tried to set an arm wrestling table up in the living room, and she just shook her head and gave me this look, and I just immediately took it down.
There you go.
That's it. I think that's the only time I've ever been.
Whatever. You're lying so bad.
I'm not lying.
You are.
I'm not lying at all.
You are. You would qualify other times that you were doing things respectfully for your wife, whereas if that was in another situation, you'd say your wife wears the pants.
Let me ask you this. Have you hung out with Bill and Caity more than you've hung out with me and my wife?
No.
I don't think that's true. I think you have.
I have not.
I think you've hung out with Bill and Caity more than you've hung out with me and my wife.
Not socially.
And
no, I've hung out with you and your wife way more socially.
You have an opinion about whether who wears the pants in
hung out-
my family, but you don't have an
No.
opinion about Bill and Caity, and I find that
I haven't
odd,
hung
that
out.
The algebra is not.
I have spent more time with just me, you, and Hayley. Just the three of us hanging out, whether it's been eating dinner, going on a road trip from Big Sky, Montana, down to here,
Okay.
staying in Santa Cruz, those kind of things.
Matt doesn't wear them pants in his relationship.
I don't think there are any pants in that relationship.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer.
You know, I do know a couple where neither of them wear the pants, and the kid wears the pants.
That's the worst situation.
Oh,
to
it's
be
a
in.
disaster.
That's a nightmare.
I don't know. It looks like Avi does what he wants.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
Alexa.
Dan, come to my defense.
I watched, well, this isn't to say that Avi wears the pants, but he picked up that frog statue about 9 million times when you told him to put it down.
That's true.
But that's just a kid being a kid.
That's true.
I didn't see you haul off and spank him, but maybe that didn't.
Are you going to have kids? Not you. You.
Me? If I'm ever blessed enough to have a wife, yeah.
Do you want kids?
Not until I find a wife.
And what?
It's like we had that conversation the other night.
Where are you in that process? Like, you like women.
I do.
Check. You see
You know how many
women.
times he's asked me that question?
You see women on a regular basis on the planet. You're on the planet Earth, and you see women regularly.
I do.
You interact with them.
Yeah.
You have internet.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
You have internet.
What's
I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that you're like socially acclimated to the planet. Do you do dating websites?
No.
No.
I think that would be a disaster for my profile to show up on Tinder or something.
I mean, disaster, how?
Oh,
I think it'd be a huge success.
a disaster in the way that he thinks it would be a success.
I told Dan if I had his body that I would just be out just sharing it with the world. I would just be letting that it's a shame that he's not doing that.
It's self-control is what it is. Which, yeah.
So you're just going with the flow. Like if you meet a woman at church or in line at the sandwich shop or security guard at the CrossFit Games, whoever, you're just waiting.
CrossFit Games is a really tough place to meet somebody though, because everybody's so wound up with the competition. Like your mind isn't on that.
Right. But you could have the first interaction there, or the spark, or
potentially, yeah, I could see that happen.
so you just haven't crossed paths with the person that's like stuck.
What do you mean? Oh, with a person who's just like stuck in my mind or stuck.
Yeah, stuck with you.
Oh,
like I cross paths.
I guess so. I guess that's true. Yeah.
Have you ever had that with a woman at the CrossFit Games? Sparks flew, emotions ran high?
No, I don't think so. No.
Not even in passing, not even a glance?
No, not that I can think of.
I don't believe that. I think I think I heard an editor.
Deleted.
We'll edit that out.
Well, I think that we've covered some good ground. I think that there's a lot more to cover, but we should wrap it up here. And
I didn't get any of the answers to anything that I wanted answers to. I'm just gonna say that I'm disappointed.
It's totally my show.
Well,
yeah.
Eric, is there anything you want to add?
No.
Eric, do you think it's weird that Dan came in and you pulled a Rogue hat out of a plastic bag and had Dan sign it?
I don't think it's weird.
Well, I mean,
Signed it for a it's a gift.
Oh,
for our boy Ivan.
Yeah, look at
Please.
Get your hand out of the
Hey,
great bag,
Dan,
kid.
will you sign my dick so my wife can see it later? I mean, come on.
Jeez.
what's on it, Swan? To whom?
I can't read that. To mommy?
Ivan.
Oh, to Ivan. Oh, that's really cool. Ivan, who works out here?
Yeah.
Hey, he just got married.
This past weekend.
He did?
Yeah.
Who'd he marry?
His fiance.
I can't believe I wasn't invited.
Should I have you to my wedding? Would you want to come to my wedding?
Totally.
When are you getting married?
I don't know. I got to go back to the CrossFit Games and put
Man.
some passes on some girls, I guess.
You should hop on Bumble.
Oh,
What's Bumble?
I got a buddy who's on Bumble. who
isn't
just sends
Bumble?
me-
Which one's the more dirty version of whatever it is?
I think Bumble is relatively tame because as a guy, you put your profile up and the girls initiate conversation. So if the girls see something they like, there's a connection. You can start talking. As opposed to
It's not gonna matter, dude. He's chum, and women are sharks. And the same way he.
That's not true though, because I'm still not. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not wifed
It's because
up. I'm not.
It's because you cockblock yourself. You must step on your own dick. Like you
No.
wake up in the morning and just the first thing you do is put your heel on the head of your penis.
That's not true at all. I don't think that I can cockblock myself. I'm just looking for the right person.
that visual.
Hey, if
That
someone like
visual's
me,
bad.
if someone like me can stumble into some vagina, then you have to be cockblocking yourself. I'm telling you.
But no,
Let me ask you this. Okay, let's get some metrics because I know you're a metrics guy. How often does a female DM you interested in some interaction beyond Instagram, like your email, a date,
I wouldn't say that it's very often for
Once a month?
for the female to like reach out like that. I mean, I guess what quantifies a reach out? Like just hey,
yeah.
H-E-Y.
I would say
Yes.
That's it. That's
that
a
counts.
full
Yeah.
like that
Yes.
counts.
yes.
It's 2017. That counts.
Then I don't know. I don't know how many. I couldn't tell you.
It's called a lot.
Every day.
No, not every day. No.
How about you go in the DMs right now and see how many haze you got?
Yeah, right.
Oh boy.
Have you ever had any romantic interactions with a female CrossFit Games athlete?
Not that I know of. I wouldn't share that on here if I did. Let's see.
Julie Foucher, did you ever date her before she was married?
No, Julie's been dating Danny for a long time. She was dating him back in 2010. That's when I met Julie.
Brooke Wells?
Brooke Wells. I don't know Brooke Wells well enough.
Did you have breakfast with her and her mom at regionals? Did I
I
hear
didn't
that
have
somewhere?
breakfast with her and my
They
and her mom.
stumbled downstairs and
sorry.
had breakfast?
Sorry, I thought that was how I heard that story.
No, they were eating in a table across the way. Okay, so there's a couple. I mean,
There's just a couple sitting in there?
yeah.
Is there anything that's more than hey? Is there a second word? Like, hey, these are my measurements? Or, hey, I live in Ohio too? Or
No. Single, question mark.
click on her profile, would you?
No, that's not.
You don't have to share with us. Just click on her profile and tell us what she looks like.
Hey, you're the man. There's one that's just a heart.
Can you click on hers? Just tell us what she looks like.
They might be private.
What you can figure that out in real time right now. Click on it. Tell me what you think.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Okay, so now this girl's got profile picture, I can't really tell. She's just standing there with a drink in her hand, got sunglasses on, whatever. It's kind of a faraway shot. But in the profile, it mentions it's a quoted Bible verse / prayer. And that to me is kind of attractive,
Right?
for sure. Brooke Wells has Christ in her profile.
So is Brooke Wells attractive?
Yes, I think Brooke Wells is attractive.
I think so too.
Yep.
Is she too young for you?
I think the question would be, am I too old for her?
Wait, how old are you?
33.
No way.
I don't think so.
Dan, I feel like I've known you for the better part of a decade.
You have, haven't you?
33? I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm 33.
Do you think Matt's a good co-host?
Matt's great.
Thanks, guys.
He doesn't
Bish
know.
and
He doesn't.
Bish and I have good banner on Twitter. Him and John Hayes.
Johnathan.
She's got to be. She's probably 23.
Probably.
So if you guys got married, then you'd be 43 and she'd be 33. And then
Oh
she'd be
my
going through
gosh.
what you're going through right now, and you'd be 43, and you could.
Do you want it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
How many minutes are we into this podcast?
Doesn't matter.
So it sounds like Dan's calling the shots now.
Dan's too comfortable.
What?
What do you got going on there?
It's the podcast.
What podcast?
The podcast. You know, the podcast that you told me that you had to be the first guest if you were going to approve it. And then I tried to get you on the show, and you told me to go fuck myself.
First guess. Hey, just real quick.
What?
Simple question for you, Dan. What
I'm not entertaining this stuff for your Instagram page.
Hey, Dave.
It's for my Instagram page. It's for my life.
It's for your life, for your health and benefit.
This is for me.
It would take you to do maybe one games workout that you programmed this year, RX'd, and complete it. Period. Not even under the time cap. Just, well, actually, that's not fair because you could do the run, swim, run. What about one that involves a barbell or any kind of weight?
How about a sub 5-minute Fran, Dave?
Ooh, Starbucks. Yeah. See?
I hate you guys. I hate you all.
No, you don't.
Hey,
You hate me.
did you ask the question that I told him to ask you, Sevan?
I did. It was actually pretty good. I feel like I lost. I feel like he out-talked me there.
I would love your question to be proposed from you.
I already had my cronies ask it for me.
Your crony.
It's good.
Who else is in the room?
Bish and Eric.
What's up, Dave?
How's it going?
Good?
Solid.
Let's try that again and give me a better answer.
Okay, well, let me get off when I'm done here.
All right.
Bye.
I think that's a great place to end it. Guest appearance by Oscar the Grouch, you know?
What was the question? What was his question?
He wanted me to fucking drill you about the Masters thing, but you were pretty good about bobbing and weaving. And what do you think,
I
Matt?
didn't bob and weave. I gave a direct answer.
It sounds like the accolades aren't enough. That's really what I've walked away
Right.
from.
And you
So-
turned it on me, which is a good, I pushed you so far that you're like, fuck this, I'm attacking back.
You're literally one of the only people I do that with. Because I know you don't take it
Then
seriously.
how the hell do you not have a wife yet?
What do you mean?
I mean, once you've mastered not attacking back,
Oh, I don't know.
that shit's like...
I got to say that I don't even if I think a girl's attractive or I think that she's cool or whatever, I don't do a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of initiating on my part. I'm not very good at that.
You're
That's
not
just
very-
the honest truth. I'm not.
Because you don't want to put yourself on the line.
Potentially, yeah, probably.
But you put yourself on the line in front of this stadium, in front of all these people.
Yeah, but that's something
And-
that I have 100% control over.
Let me tell you something. People have super duper duper high expectations. Did have super duper high expectations from you when you were on the field. Same with Josh Bridges. And you feel that. You feel that in the cheers. You feel that in just the embrace that the crowd gives you. They have super duper high expectations. So if you can go out there and manage that, dude.
I don't know. That's probably, I feel like that's easier to manage than
Oh,
walking up to a girl stone cold and be like, hey, I think you're really cool. Would you want to go out on a date?
But I'd say the odds are pretty much in your favor there, Dan.
I don't know.
Just skip that part and just grab her.
Jeez. More great advice from Sevan.
You know what I used to do when I was in college? I would I would find a girl that I liked in the class.
Yeah.
And then I would sit next to her. And then every day I would talk to her a little bit before class, after class. And as it just got more and more.
See, but I'm not that manipulative.
What do you mean? It's called courtship.
Okay. Well, maybe, yeah.
Well, it's called,
See, but I'm not. Okay, go ahead.
And then I would literally do this. Just sitting in class, like Anthropology 101. He's talking about how primates fight.
You would take Anthropology 101.
And I would just reach over and hold their hand.
Oh my gosh.
Just in the
no,
middle.
you wouldn't. You're lying so bad.
Dude, I swear.
You're lying so bad.
All right.
And if you're not lying, then we live in different times today. From whenever that was, 1970. What? That's not how.
In my 7 years as an undergrad, I did that a dozen times.
7 years as an undergrad.
I did that a dozen times, and I'm telling you, they were some great relationships.
You would go to jail and you'd be on CNN News the next day as like the
I mean,
most
you don't-
hated human being on planet Earth.
The infamous.
And then
handheld.
tomorrow Trump would endorse you, and I mean everything would just spiral out of control. That's how
God,
it
I
would
hope
go.
no one makes it to the end of the podcast.
If you've made it this far.
All right, I'm really
I'm
ending
gonna cut these clips out and use them on my own social media.
I'm ending this here. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Eric Maciel,
Pleasure.
I approve.